Hi, guys. It's me, Mr. Bertosh, your incredibly handsome science teacher. In this video, we are going to learn about solving the white cross intuitively. The first thing that pretty much everybody does as they begin their journey towards solving a Rubik's Cube is to learn to solve what is called the white cross, which looks like this. And what that means is to get a white cross or plus sign on the bottom, so holding the white down towards the bottom before you go on to do anything else. In this video, we're going to talk about a little bit more advanced method of solving the white cross. Before we start that, though, let's review some basics that are important to understand as you are working through solving the white cross. Okay, so first of all, and you probably already know this, if you've done any solving at all, you definitely know this. Make sure that your edge piece, so an edge piece is a piece on a Rubik's Cube that has two sides, like this one has white and blue. Okay, so a Rubik's Cube has edge pieces and corner pieces. Corner pieces have three sides. Edge pieces have two sides. And we make the white cross using the four edge pieces that have white on them and getting them in the bottom where they belong. But we need to make sure that the other color besides white, because again, edge pieces have two colors, the other color, in this case blue, matches the center. So the blue center. And here it's the red edge piece, so white and red matching the red center, and then green matching green and orange matching orange. So once you get that white cross and all of the edge pieces matching, then you are ready to complete the solve around that configuration. If your goal is to be a speed cuber rather than just somebody who can solve a Rubik's Cube, then you, it goes without saying, need to be able to solve with a certain amount of speed. And so it is worth looking at every aspect of your solve and determining where you can cut down the things that are taking time. The white cross is an area where a lot of people spend way too much time and far too many moves in order to get that configuration with the white cross or the four white edge pieces around the white center. So we want to look at some ways that we can reduce the number of moves so that we can increase our time. Just for as a point of reference, you really want to get this down to about 5 to 8 moves as you build the white cross. Anything more than that is excessive. Okay? When you start as a new cuber, if you, depending on the method you use for beginner's method, some of the methods have you build a daisy around the top, the yellow, and then flip them over to the bottom. That obviously has a lot of extra steps because I'm building the white cross up here on top, and then I'm flipping it down to the bottom, and that's a lot of extra moves. Okay. Other methods, depending on who taught you, will have you start at the bottom, which is the way that I teach it, but then build it in place, matching each centerpiece and moving pieces all around so that you can place them exactly where they belong without ever turning the bottom, which is also how I teach beginner's method. Okay, and that's a great way to start. when you don't know the colors around the outside, but it does result in you having a lot of extra moves and it slows you down. So as you get more comfortable with your cube, and especially as you learn the colors around the side and the order that they're in, you're going to be able to begin to do the white cross much more intuitively. So in order to do that, you do need to spend some time, if you haven't already done so, memorizing the colors. For example, you need to know that opposite green is going to be blue. And you should know, holding green just facing you and not being able to see the sides, that over on this side, I'm going to have orange. Okay, and on this side, I'm going to have red. And, vice versa, whatever colors I'm holding, I should know what's on each side, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to build my white cross quickly and intuitively. So once you have the colors memorized, then you can release or disconnect yourself from having to build the edge pieces exactly where their matching center color is. Because what I can do instead is build the white cross in the correct order in the bottom, and then on the last move, just turn it to match. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now, but this really is something that's going to take some practice on your part. Okay, so this is just kind of a demonstration, and of course every solve is going to be different, so I can't show you exactly what your cube looks like right now. But what I'm doing is hunting for any edge piece. Remember, an edge piece has two colors that has white in it. Okay, wherever those edge pieces might be, they can be anywhere where edge pieces can fit on the cube. That could be here or here. Actually, there is one right there. Or down here, anywhere where edge pieces fit. Now, I'm going to start with the first one that I found, which is orange and white. It doesn't really matter right now where I put it on the bottom, because I haven't built anything else. So if I were doing beginner's method, I would move it over to match it with orange, and then I would put it right under orange, right? And then I would leave it there the entire time. But see, that took a lot of extra steps, because I had to move it around the cube, match it to orange, and then put it on the bottom. So because this is the first one and I don't really have anything on the bottom, I'm just going to plunk it down and put it in place on the bottom. Right now I have it matched up with blue, but that doesn't really matter, because I'm going to just build everything else in the correct order. Okay, I know that orange, on this side of orange, I'm supposed to have green, and on this side of orange, I'm supposed to have blue. So I just have to make sure to put those in the correct order. Okay, I'm going to continue my search. So I just found green. Okay, so now I need to remember I have orange right here. I need green on this side of orange. So I'm going to take my green. I'm going to move it to the correct side of orange. Okay, and so now I have orange and green placed in reference to each other where they belong. So orange is right now lined up with blue, green is lined up with orange, but that doesn't matter because I can adjust that with one single turn at the end. Okay, I'm going to continue my hunt. I just found another edge piece with white. This one is blue. Okay, orange is right here. And I know that blue goes on this side of orange, which is actually where it currently is. So I'm just going to flip it down where it belongs. Okay. And then I just need to get red right here. So I got to hunt and find red, which is up here on the top right there. Okay, so that's just gonna move it over there. So now I have built my white cross. It still doesn't match up, but they're in the correct order. So all that I have to do, try to get my hands, this is backwards for me. I'm doing this as a mirror image, so it's confusing. All I have to do is turn my cube one time, and now they're all lined up. And I saved myself a lot of moves and a lot of extra time just by remembering the order that they're supposed to be down here and moving them down there without worrying about where it was. As you practice solving the white cross intuitively, your goal is to get, well, faster, right? And also to get your number of moves as low as possible. So this is going to sound counterintuitive after using the word intuitive a second ago. Now I'm going to say something counterintuitive, but it is a good practice or a good idea to go slow on several of your solves and to count the number of turns that you're doing each time you build the white cross. Because sometimes when you go fast, you're rushing, and so you're not really thinking. And you want to get in the habit of doing these solves as efficiently as possible. Efficiently means as few moves as possible. So you want to kind of release yourself from let your mind release itself from the constraints and the stress of having to go really fast, and instead spend some time just thinking through how you're building the white cross, because then you can build good habits. So count your moves as you build the white cross. Each time you turn the cube, so each time I turn the cube, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Okay, each move until I have the completed cross. And my goal is to get somewhere in the range of 5, definitely no more than 8 turns per time that I build the white cross. Then, once you are able to do that each time, and you really have gotten efficient, then work on your speed. Then get faster, but keeping the same efficiency. Well, hello. Thank you for watching my one-take rambling science video, where I talk a lot and try to do as few and usually no edits whatsoever. So you hear all my ums and my awkward pauses as I try to collect my thoughts into my head. If you like learning about science, do me a favor. I have classes that I teach over on outschool.com, and you can find out about these classes by going to my website, which is Handsome Science Teacher, because look at this face, handsomescienceteacher.com, where you can sign up and get access to not only these videos, because you already have access to those, right? They're free, but also access to packets that go along with them and live conferences with me, where I teach you and grade your work, and we learn together. I have an entire science curriculum from 5th through 8th grade science. Also, you are welcome to, if you would like to subscribe to my channel. That helps me too, just because it gets the word out about me.